Good evening, Rando fans. We are back with more of the Z2R Standard Tournament. This is round 3. We have Gob versus Nimanva. And on comps, we have Mirai and Nightcrawler. And take it away.
Yes, hello everyone. It has been a jam-packed night, not necessarily here on ZSR, but we've been doing a lot of bootleg restreams leading up to this point. GobOne, Nimanva, I'm excited. Nightcrawler, are you excited? There's only one answer that's correct here.
42.
Yes.
I am very excited. Yes, we have been watching Nimanva's activity so far through these races. It just so happens that he's racing while I'm available for comms, so it's very cool. And I think I've done a GobOne restream as well. So seeing these two guys again for this race should be pretty cool.
Yeah, they are. I will describe them as lesser experienced runners. I'm hoping that they don't get too trolled tonight. I know Gob recently was talking about, I think it was last night on his own stream, he was doing a little practice seed, and I asked him how many seeds he's run. I think it's less than 20 total. So he's watched a lot, but he hasn't run a lot himself. So,
you know, it's kind of funny, like when you're just starting out, you can really tell the difference between, having played 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 and 35 seeds. Like, It really makes a big difference in your time. Jump down.
Yeah,
that's a good spell.
I'm not entirely sure what biome we are on here. I mean, we've got a bridge right west of start, and there's a lot of water, so it's making me think islands. But at the same point in time, this structure of continent we're on doesn't look like an island. It looks almost like a wet caldera. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see here. It could very well be a river canyon, like you say.
Well, I'm thinking it's a river, but we'll find out soon. Now, for playback, for those guys, instead of walking out of these rooms, since you're like 2 feet from start, it can be quicker to up an A. It'll save you like 5 seconds or so.
Nightcrawler already throwing out pro tips here, 60 seconds into the race.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this jump acquisition here are going to be allowing us to get down step. Oh, you know what? This is a caldera. It is. Oh, whoa.
Ooh,
wow.
Yeah. And what an interesting, messed up region to start in, too.
It's very wet over here. It's like the Everglades.
Like it. The Everglades inside of a volcano or whatever, an extinct volcano.
Yeah, an inactive volcano lake caldera here. At least I'm almost positive. We're on the west coast. They need to show us a little bit more.
Yeah. Bag cave. Let's find an item.
Yeah, what did we see? We saw we saw jump cave, so we've got jump, so we can technically make it through jump cave. Looks like reverse fairy here on Gob's side, because this is
that's brave.
Yeah.
All right. Child get in bag cave.
We also saw that connector. I don't know whether that was East or DM right off the bat. It looked like we needed boots to get anywhere, though.
Yeah. Now, that red Dyra is 200 points, so that's a nice little early pickup.
Absolutely.
50 for the red Moblins. That's good, too. Now we got Maze Island. Bridge straight to Maze.
Yeah, we got some options on where we can go here. Nim jumping in. Maze Island potentially filled with some more difficult enemies. So we'll see if he runs into any Lizalfas and whatnot. Not having downstab. Not sure how confident he is with the Lizalfa side of things, but who knows? Who knows? Again, Nim. I say lesser experienced runner, but he has been in and out of Z2R here and there. He's joined a few tournaments, had to pull out of them, at least since I've been around, had to pull out of 2 of them, personal reasons, whatnot. So I don't really know his full breadth of experience and how much he's been doing behind the scenes here. I know he's a big DWR runner as well. So, although DWR nothing like Z2R. So
the GobOne has gotten through that jump cave, and reverse fairy cave. And now he is in Trophy Cave picking up a heart container. And he also got another red Dyra dead, so that was another 200 experience. So he's going for attack 3.
Yeah, I'm going to toss out props to Nim there for taking care of that orange Lizalfo that he saw. Slowly but surely, 300 points. Very nice early pickup
Nice.
there. Nice payouts from our enemies so far.
Although, I kind of like getting downstab before coming to Maze Island.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That cave didn't take him very far. The GobOne.
No, it did. It took us seemingly like north. I think we had access to all that anyway.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we might not have Mito over there. I think if you would think probably both these runners wanting downstep ASAP. I wonder if we've exhausted all of our options here on the west side of our caldera to where we don't actually have access to Mito.
It is a little bit harder for me to keep. Wow, they're high-fiving here. That's interesting. It's not too often where you take different routes and high five at 4:30.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that one extra heart from Trophy Cave, but otherwise they're right next to each other.
GP.
Nice and close to start.
It's convenient. Now they're gonna have to find that other item. 'Cause, I mean, if you're already here, you might as well at this point. Sometimes these are impossible to finish without boots, though, right? Not often, but sometimes.
Every once in a blue moon, you do find some misaligned bridges on the river in in Maze Island, which does lead to a boots required Maze Island, but it hasn't caused any problems at this point. Again, they're very, very rare. I'd like to see them a little bit more often. Maybe a flag to like pull the bridges on Maze Island, just have it be river and see if the river blocks us or something. I don't know. We've got ideas for changes, for future changes.
GobOne took care of an orange Lizalfos pretty quick. That red Lizalfos is only worth 50 experience, so if they could skip these, they probably should, but
I think
pretty
Gob's gonna get
difficult
hit.
to do so.
Gob's, oh my god, you see the sky, you see behind him the lever was coming out of the ground, but of course he's on the lower, like he's on a slightly lower part of the slope, so that lever is just going to appear and probably hit him right in the face. It still might do that right here.
Yeah. I will say they've come to a dead end here. This might be one of those rare Maze Islands. Maybe we didn't go far enough north to know for sure.
I think the river is the very north row of Maze Island. Unless it comes down. Does it come down on the side? Is that why we saw Nim taking up an 8 earlier?
Not sure. I was mostly watching Gob at that time. And he's happening again.
Yeah, it was a game over for Nim there. He's coming back, though.
Okay, yeah, it looks like you can cut across the top. And he just didn't explore the full breadth of the top side.
Yeah, I think he came in one of the sides and didn't want to walk it back out. He up and aid, came back in. Him and Gob were side by side. Took the game over a moment ago, and now he's going to check this last portion of it from Nim's side.
Looks good. Looks good to me. Yeah. All right, and there's the item.
We also see a raft tile here on the west side.
I think it's gonna be the letter.
The letter. Another heart.
Wow.
Well, these runners are not going to be turning down hearts early on. I'll tell you that much. They're going to be happy to see these. It's going to keep them alive a little bit longer. Although dare I say, they've been doing fine so far. I mean, they're taking care of Lizalfos, they're taking care of Dyra's. People in the audience are like, "Are you sure these guys have lesser experience?" I mean, I didn't want to, yes, but that doesn't mean they're bad or anything. They just have a little less experience. You'll see them fight things a little bit slowly, but it's all good as long as you're staying alive and doing your thing. I mean, you're going to get through the seeds. So, and both of them we didn't mention this early on. This is the 0-2 matchup here in week 3. Neither one of them able to get a win so far.
Yeah, but one of them will, right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how it works.
Well, we have had double forfeits in the past, Nightcrawler, and so maybe the seed will troll our runners that much to where they're just like, yeah, no, I'm done.
That's a tickling little idea there, but I don't think it's going to happen. They're taking care of business pretty well. So it looks like they need a raft to get through the other exit. Is it possible to have double bridge on Maze Island? Yeah, probably, right?
What do you mean by double bridge?
Like a bridge in and a bridge out, because there's a raft and a bridge here.
Well, there's only one bridge.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say, I think maybe we have to go through Jump Cave to get to the other side of the caldera and get us some more access to stuff.
They got jump, so that's handy. It's
Yeah,
almost like the game knew that they would need jump and put it there.
it's funny how that works.
It's like there's some sort of algorithm or something.
I think Nim is in Heart Container Cave now. This is the same enemy set we would have seen in Reverse Fairy when Gob showed it to us with this red dyer on this side, trolling Nim.
Yeah, if you kill the enemies in one of these caves and then go straight to the other cave, the enemies don't always spawn in, so it can be a little confusing, right?
Yeah. And it looks exactly like Parappa Cave, so you might even mistake it as Parappa Cave if the enemies aren't spawned in, if you've killed them. Oh, wow.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great find. We just saw P1, so I imagine we're going to walk back to P1 and just maybe jump in here in a moment.
Didn't the Gob... Oh, no, never mind. He's just kidding. I thought he got this earlier, but no.
Yeah, Gob saw Trophy Cave, so that was another heart that Nim's missing. I hope Gob finds that, though. He might just jump into Jump Cave here and take Jump over. Take Jump Cave over to the other side of the caldera.
Maybe this is like, Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and to get to the Mushroom Kingdom, they've got to go to one of the houses and use their plunger and, get sucked down through the pipes.
You know what I just thought about? I didn't see Gob do this. So we saw Gob go through Reverse Fairy Cave, right? We just talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
And he was up at the north side. The Trophy Cave is right there. He had to have walked right by Heart Container Cave. And you know what he saw? He saw no enemies in there. And it made him think it was Parappa Cave, and he's not going to go back in there.
Is he
That's what he saw.
On one of the handiest items?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be his worst. Yeah, this is going to be rough if Fairy is not easily available. But man, he's running a tracker. We can see it on our side. So once he realizes that he hasn't seen Heart Container Cave, he will probably kind of double check these caves, and he'll hit that cave and be like, how did I not find this cave? I walked right by this cave, right? And so I bet that is what just happened there.
Well, he can't get the item here, the spell here, and it's not the most useful spell, but he should refill his life.
Yeah, he made it through Gem Cave very nicely there. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, he did. I am worried that it could take him a while to want to recheck that.
Yeah.
And that is one of the more useful items, but it doesn't necessarily... Oh, goes to find the glove. Okay, well, that's a hint. That's useful, but... Nimanva diving the palaces, and that... doing palaces as you come across them is efficient.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mentioned that we might see a dive into P1. We are, but again, with our runners being a little less experienced, we might see them stay out of palaces for a little bit as well. A lot of people like to kind of clear the overworld because it's kind of the safest way to do things. But here we are. Nim's got this. Maybe I don't mean to feel like I'm getting myself in trouble here that I'm not giving Nim enough credit. I'm giving Nim credit. He's got things down. He was even checking the dripper there. But yeah, here's the item. Here's the item in P1.
And we're going to find out what's in Medicine Cave on the TheGobOne side. Oh, 200 point
Nice.
P-Bag in P1. That's useful to him here, but of course he would have preferred, the Power Glove or something. It's so bad.
Well, we did get the hint that it is in the... Oh, yeah, he would have preferred it, right? But yeah, exactly.
That's not worth farming.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to take that level because it's going to bring up the next life level like 500 and something. So you get more experience out of it this way.
I think another thing that's kind of helping our runners here is that we had those very high experience point enemies early on. Gob's already 334, Nim's 234. So, this is really, really helpful here for these runners.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hearts, nice experience. Both of them going in on the enemies there and getting payouts here. So,
did I not see what was in Medicine Cave? Did Nimanva attract my attention?
it was a magic container.
Oh, that was right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Nim found a loop up there on the top side. He needs to go down right and through this item room. It is a pass-through item room. I don't remember if there was a left at start or not. I'm not sure.
Possible hint here? Nope, no hint here. Okay, well, we have another town coming up. That could be Mito. But first, we're going to be checking the Magic Container Cave.
Yeah, so from our perspective, this is everything, right? Do we see grass tile? We haven't yet.
No,
Okay.
no. And it looks like the Goblin's coming up on attack 4 also. Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Boots? Okay. That's nice.
That might be, like, we saw that, again, I'm not sure if it was the DM or East connector that we saw very early on, and it looks like it was boots blocked, so these boots going to be absolutely required there.
And we got the grass tile. Trophy, so he can go back and get shield if he wants. It's not that far away. I mean, they're super healthy. I probably wouldn't go get shield, but I think it might be a good idea.
Yeah, listening to Gob talk on his stream last night, I think we're going to get a shield pickup. We may also go out of our way for the life spell as well.
And I think that they might get downstep.
Yeah.
Just a hunch.
My hope here is that Gob is going to look around the remainder portion of this west continent and see that there's no heart container cave over here, right? And he's going to be like, what did I miss? And go back to the other side and just see that. Now, kind of a dead giveaway, if he watches this back, kind of the dead giveaway is that wasn't Parappa, was that given what biome we were in, there couldn't be anything further to the north, right? And so if that were Parappa Cave, it wouldn't take us anywhere. So it really can't be a pass-through cave because it would go off the map. And so it had to have been an item cave. But again, kind of tricky. It's something you don't know. Most people, like, dare I say that half the runners in Z2R maybe don't, you don't run into this all that often. So it's like, it's not really something you have to deal with.
Nimanva was being very careful with that Guma, and it did not work out for him. Sometimes, I mean, this may not have worked. Sometimes you just gotta YOLO it and just rush in there. He was doing that because he was gonna get shot in the back with fireballs, and that ended up being what happened. But if you can push the Guma away from the fireball projector, in the very center, there's another safe zone in that screen. So it can be difficult, but it can be worth it too. So
I want to touch on that topic right there. I had remembered something that Eon, Enchantress of Numbers, Eon from Zelda 2 Vanilla, she used to run some randomizer stuff way back in the day, but mainly just a vanilla player these days. But she was talking about some newer runner stuff before, and it's like, it almost feels like newer runners get punished for being more careful with enemies, because once you can be aggressive with the enemies, you're more or less kind of shutting them down instead of letting them throw their boomerangs, throw their axes, throw their projectiles at you, right? And so it's like that's kind of comes with just the confidence of confidence and experience with attack, just in general, knowing how to get in there with the enemy and kind of shut them down before they can get anything off on you.
And the Gob, oh my god, the Gob is getting aggressive with his enemies. He also got unlucky with this enemy. He's trying to finish off his level, so he's trying to farm this Iron Knuckle so he can maybe up an A. And get a refill on his resources if he's lost any lives. Doesn't look like he has, but coming out of there with attack 4 is a good idea. And he's got boots, so you can ditch enemy encounters on the water tiles in that way. Now I think that Gob, unless he needs like Raph to get out of here, I think that Gob might not actually do what you said and look for the missing cave. Yeah, he's turning in trophy right now. But I don't know if he's actually gonna do that. If you find yourself like, okay, I can research this continent for like 5 minutes to try to find the cave that I missed, check every cave again, or I can check an entirely new continent that has potentially much more useful items, because this could just be another heart container or something. From his perspective, the odds are much better going to a new continent to find good items. So
Sure.
So he might miss out on that magic container for the entire game. that magic key for the entire game.
Yeah, and it looks like we have Parappa Cave that goes into our one-sided caldera today. None of our runners have gone through this yet. Nim first went to show us what palace we're going to have in here. He does have the key, so he can do it if he wants, but he did step out of one, not finding Horsehead. I don't know if we had a glove block or something else, or maybe he just, because of that game over, just kind of pushed him out.
You know what? I kind of wish the biome generator did more often put small little islands in the water.
Here we go. Gob's got it.
Oh, good. That's excellent. So my analysis is useless, is what you're saying.
Not useless. You were correct. Like, if he could have just been drawn, because the boots, he could have easily been drawn because he saw that connector early on, and he saw that his boots locked. But he's got that tracker, and a newer runner, and you're going to want to exhaust the easy stuff. So I had faith that Gob was probably going to stick around and find that cave. But he's probably thinking to himself, how the hell did I miss this cave? What? You know, it'd be kind of funny to hear what he's saying right now.
Yeah, we're going to have to remember to bring that up to him in case he doesn't watch this back, because that can be something that's just a knowledge thing. It's not how good
Absolutely.
you are. It's just like, do you know that there's this glitch?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to classify even some of this old Nintendo stuff as a glitch specific. It's just like they were trying to save on RAM, the limited RAM space that they had in these games back in the day. So it's like, well, we'll just share this enemy set, because who you don't even, like in vanilla, you're never going to cross those paths like that, really. You might, but probably not.
Yeah, but are you also not going to be changing your continent or going into a palace?
Right.
Because that resets the enemies.
Right, exactly. Or a town.
Yeah. So it's because there are so many ways that those enemies get resetted, it's something that doesn't always come up, and it's something that you just have to know about.
Now, Gob going back through Jump Cave. I don't know what he left over here. Is he?
Well, it was Fairy Cave that was the useless cave, right? Jump Cave is
Yeah.
the one that actually brings you to the other side of the segment, I think.
Yeah, but he's already cleared that half. Did we miss a connector or something over there that he saw?
Well, I'm assuming so. Or it could be that they need to go through Death Mountain. You said that there was a Death Mountain entrance somewhere?
Yeah, it's either DM or East, but it's right near start.
That's probably where they're going to go, and that would lead to Medicine as well.
Yeah, with the key, we could have, like, one of these palaces could have a raft in it, though. Like, we've got options, and I didn't catch what palace was in the caldera here on Nim's side. I've been kind of peeking here and there, and I haven't seen. Okay, it's P4. Oh, we're going in P4. We don't have Reflect, so unless we're just coming in for the item.
Yeah, you know, Pix, you're mentioning that, you know, obviously Nintendo wasn't worried about randomizers at this time. But I think, I mean, after, like, you know, a few years after people started using emulators, Nintendo started selling emulated games. Now they have multiplayer versions of previously single-player games, you know, with that Mario 50 and, you know, F-Zero 99 and stuff like that. I think, you know, Nintendo does look at what's popular and, you know, among the sort of the hack community and does implement them as products. So I think in the future we will be seeing more randomized versions of games. There's even like Bloodstained by Koji. That's Koji, right? No, Inafune. No, whatever. The Castlevania guy with the whip. He put a randomizer in his game. So I think we're going to start to see it in more games going forward, just because of how popular and interesting it is.
I mean, it gives an immense amount of replayability, you know, almost infinite, if you will.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're seeing Death Mountain now. I like it, and it's a horizontal river Death Mountain?
Yes.
Nice.
Newly enabled as of a recent, very recent version of the randomizer. Well, yeah, this one I believe was newly enabled. This one I've never seen. It was brought up, talked to Elendar about this, being like, was this possible? He's like, I don't know. Let me try it. And here we are.
I like it. I do like it. Oh, it was bugged, huh?
Yeah, the other one that was very, very, very rare was a north-south vertical caldera. I had only seen one before, and again, we were talking about biomes, and so it's all fixed now. So we have more options for Death Mountain biomes. So I don't know if Nim has seen this connector. I thought he had the DM connector as Gob is now traversing through here.
Now I gotta say that DM is one of the more. Oh, well, they found the exit. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. I was about to say DM can be one of the more challenging things for a newer runner to do.
Yeah.
And then that cave just made it entirely obvious that this is either an item or the way out.
Yeah, I mean, I say lesser experienced runners, but I'm pretty sure that both of them know that they're kind of looking for caves in DM that stick out. And it's so funny that cave was down there in the corner. That was a good find because he could have been anywhere else looking for. We saw the rock, but we don't have the hammer, and he could have been looking anywhere else for a possible connector.
Yeah, and I think once I was watching this guy stream a game of Zelda 2 Randomizer, and he didn't go up high enough on the map. He thought he was near the top of the map, and he just didn't quite scroll the map like the extra 1 or 2 squares, and he thought that was good enough, and he missed out, and his name was Mirai, and GobOne isn't falling for that stuff.
I don't believe that this happened. I don't recall this.
Yeah, we've all done it. Especially when it's a pain to see, scroll that map a little ways because, you got to go around something or whatever.
100%. So, so Nim saw the connection there to DM, but not having the boost can't go anywhere. And so I thought he was going to be a little lost here, but no, he's in Jump Cave. So this is good for him. He's going to find all of his progression on the other side of the west here. This includes his boots.
I think Gob picked up shields, so he might as well cast it this time.
I mean, he's just a skeleton, so I don't know how much he could shield, but I mean, good luck.
Now, with this slow ceiling, what you can do is you can rush right in there and jackhammer him. You'll take some damage possibly, but do Lizalfos stop attacking when you hit them, like Dyrus do? Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, if you get in there and you jackhammer them, if you do it right, you can get out pretty cleanly, and it's way fast. It's like the fastest way to kill something is a jackhammer. 500. So at least there's a reward for that.
Yeah, that's going to be max roll in this flagship for those blue Lizalfos.
Yeah.
We got 300 for the oranges. That was a max roll. 50 for the reds is the min roll.
Mm-hmm.
But the reds are always kind of crappy anyway.
You don't gotta say it like that, man.
Hey, if you're going to shame me in some old seed I don't remember playing, I'm going to shame red Lizalfos for the amount of experience they can give.
Oh, look at this beautiful river that you can just use to explore without getting encounters. Oh my god, yes please.
Yeah, is this just a very wet... We had a very wet caldera start there. This could be a very wet vanilla-like on the east.
Some of my best friends are red Dyrus.
I mean, cool.
Go east to find the glove. Sweet.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. I think Gob is just avoiding all palaces right now because he's got that glove hint, and so it's like just go east, see if you can find it. Worst case scenario is gonna be gonna need a lot of magic containers to get into the basement to get it, perhaps. But I don't know. We will see.
Oh my gosh,
We're about to see.
There's more water up and to the left, so as soon as he leaves here, he will get more free exploration.
Yeah, if we do have a vanilla, it's probably going to be cut up by a mountain range up there soon. We might be able to walk around, but it'd be we don't really have a full picture of this biome just yet. Although it's I think my money's on vanilla-like.
That seems vanilla-like so far. I could see it being caldera, sorry, volcanic or whatever, because there's kind of a mountain in the middle from what we've seen so far, so it could turn into that.
I totally missed what spell we had here in Nukasudo.
Movie, yeah, life, good.
Life in Nukasudo.
Makes sense, right?
It's on the New York bestseller list.
All right, there's a Valley of Death and a nice, easily accessible palace here on the coast. Beautiful. P2, go do it, buddy.
The brightest pink possible. Let's go. Put on your sunglasses at night.
Do you think I should get some pink sunglasses? Do you think that would look good on me?
I've never seen a picture of you, so it's gonna be hard to answer.
Oh.
But do pink sunglasses look bad on anybody? So probably the answer is yes. Just get them.
Okay. And ordered.
That goo. All right.
My God,
Ooh.
500 point P bag.
Yeah.
We are rolling in experience right now. Now, the TheGobOne has been farming a bit, but I think he can stop soon. I think we're good.
I don't think he will. I think he's. I think he wants to be 888 as fast as possible here. I don't know if we'll be 888, but as high as we can get.
All right, there we go. There's a life. Well, if you want to go for 888, don't get your high life levels. It makes it harder. Because then you can't abuse gems if you get high life levels for that.
So far, everything's been pretty forgiving for these runners. I think again, the high experience payouts, the jump spell given early on, not really being too restricted from getting to Mito, getting down stab, easy boots to find. We're not having to dig around any palaces just yet early on. Like I said, both of our runners probably not too excited to do that. We saw Nim go into 1, find the item, but then dip out of there. Gob attempted P2, but couldn't get any further in there with the glove block. Right. Both of our runners know where the glove is. I mean, this is like the dream that you're not going to get trolled here, right? And
yeah. I mean, it could have been that glove block was deep into the palace, but it was right at the beginning, blocking everything.
Oh, that's the worst, man. That's where you go in, you go everywhere, and all of a sudden you find 2 glove blocks. One of them is the item, one of them is the boss, and you get nothing for your 10-minute dig into a palace. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So unrewarding.
Instead, there was a wall there saying, kindly come back in 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, Nim getting his down stab. I'm sure he's excited for that.
We got magic, so we can go check the other item location in Nukasudo, and he's not that far from Nukasudo. I would do it, because that could be the glove.
Did we see the spell? Is that what's in Mito?
I don't think... Well, he's about to check Thunder. Okay, they do need...
Okay.
So they do need to get the medicine, which is in DM.
Yeah.
Which they haven't gotten yet. Okay, so that's another item check. So it's looking like I think there's one more cave that they haven't checked on the east, and then there's the Nukasudo items which we haven't checked yet.
Yeah, Gob's cruising over here. I don't know if we got a fire check just yet. I think we might have attempted. Oh.
Nice. Rubenek hides with the hammer. That's a great hint. Great hint, because they know that they've got to go into Death Mountain.
Yeah. And
GobOne and Nimanva 2, I think now. They know exactly where that blocky block is.
Yeah, this is really like an amazing, like, here's the stuff that you may need, here's the stuff you will need, here's the general vicinity where to find it. Good luck. Just go beat the seed.
Now Nimanva just tested fire, and it's not jump, it's not shield.
I don't know if we were missing any life either.
Yeah, so I don't think we didn't test Spell, Thunder, Life, Reflect. Could be any of those. He's gonna have to test it in a different place. But if it is Spell, that could be potentially super useful. Now, Gob's gonna be turning a child.
Yeah, even maybe even Reflect would be good for these runners who
Got Fairy.
like it's possible that we have a nice spell. It is spell. Okay, fire spell.
Okay, all right. So they both have means to access the spell tower. I don't think GobOne has checked that. I don't think he's considered fire-linked spell. If the randomizer does not consider fire-linked spells to be required for anything, so
Correct.
so that's not in the logic. So that would be technically a sequence break at this point. But I mean, is it? Because the spell's probably available somewhere else. So
Yeah, I mean, if it's in the east, the only thing we had blocked was Fairy. We already had the child, so I mean, we could have a 3-head rock blocked town. We just got the flute though, and you know, we have logic in the palaces, so if we needed the hammer behind like a forest tile blocked town, then we know where to get the hammer for that as well.
yeah,
I think you're right. I think we're going back to New Kusuto. Maybe we will see an attempt at fire into the spell tower area on Gob's side at New Kusuto.
I mean he can do it. I just don't think he's checked fire yet. I could be mistaken about that though.
Yeah, I feel like we might have got some sort of spell cast when he was in one of the item caves, I think, or some cave earlier. And I don't know. It's like if spell turns it was a bot, but if it turns it into a bot, you'd never know, right?
Yeah, but he didn't go back to New Kusuto though.
This is true.
That's troubling. But I think there's one more cave. Oh boy. Ooh,
What the hell?
I have not seen that before. That's cool though.
It's like water has a much larger role in these biome creations today in this seed.
This is one moist seed, let me tell you. Gob, you really should go back, buddy.
Yeah, you're right.
You know-
I mean, we know where the glove is. And I mean, even if it's fire spell tower to glove, like you say, I think it's worth the check on 6. We've seen a glove block in 2 already on Gob's side.
Mhm. Yeah, if he went all that way and got glove blocked like at the end of the palace, oh my god, that'd be a huge time sink. Now, of course, that's not the worst thing because I think Nimanva is a little bit behind Gob in terms of overall progression, and that would even up things a little bit. So, you know, whichever way it goes, it's fine with me.
Yeah, if Nim is able to capitalize and kind of start placing some gems here, that's going to be good for him as long as there are no glove blocks or anything like that. Was New Kusuto right over there?
It was like right near the star. It was like right near the
It's right by P2 there. Because you made a
I think
point.
it's in the middle of the map, kind of.
Oh, I thought that was the town where you made a point to say that there was some further water north that he was going to be able to use his boots to explore over.
You know how
talked about that
difficult.
earlier.
Yeah, we've also talked about how difficult it is to keep track of a map when you're not actually the one in the driver's seat.
Oh, is this it? Okay?
I think it
I'm
might be
lost.
to the left. I thought it was to the left.
I mean, it was definitely on the other side of this Wilson encounter. He's down in the New Kusuto section of this map.
Yes.
And it's definitely not back up here because this is right where we would have walked in.
I mean, it could work out. It could be he finds the other cave, and that could be where the glove is. There's only a 1/3 chance of that being the case, though.
Yeah. We do find the dragon in 6 pretty quickly, though, for Nim.
That's good. Six is a big old palace. You don't want to spend too much time here if you don't have to. And we know where the hammer is. We know where the flute is. We know where the glove is. So the item in here is really not going to be useful.
Yeah, best case scenario, another magic container or maybe a cross if they really wanted to see Moas in the east. Although, again, that's not really... Oh, yeah, we don't need anything else, right? That raft is going to be essentially useless.
Yeah, the raft goes from Maze Island to somewhere over here, maybe? I mean, it's possible that the raft could go somewhere really weird in like, Death Mountain or something, right? I don't think we've seen both sides of the raft yet.
No, I don't think so either. Could be north. Could be right over here with all this water where Gob's about to show us.
Weird little inland area. Or, you know. Okay, well, we found another town. That's cool, but there's another town needing more than this.
I mean, it's possible that he hasn't confirmed Fire's spell and just wants the spell and just to full clear into Kasudo.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was so close to it before, though, that, you know, that, well, there's Reflect, but, you know, could have just walked into that first section and just checked the basement really quick without having to walk 3 screens and get a bad guess on Fire. But even though we would know it's right.
It would have been like a 30 seconds off course just to check the first screen, maybe like a minute off course to check both screens or something like that.
Yeah.
It would have been worth it, I think. But Nimanva is... Oh, there's the other raft tile.
Perfect.
So, you know, kind of an unusual place, but I don't think he really needs to be here, so... We don't really need any more items in.
From his perspective, he's missing Noburu, which is going to be spell, and I do think I think we're looking for that for spell tower check here.
Okay.
If he was able to successfully see that check that fire spell earlier, I don't think we would have been making this look for Noburu. I think we would be back in New Kasudo and we'd have a glove. Well, okay. I mean, the other we're missing Risen, right? We're missing Risen.
Yeah, we're missing one cave. All right, he just killed 3 Lizalfos that were stacked up on top of each other. That's pretty cool. And I think he's going to kill this one too, because he knows this one is 500, which will take him to his next level. And
oh my god, that's... wow.
Yikes! And he just dropped all those experience points that he was farming, which is, you know, kind of the bad part about farming.
Well, Dragon down, worth 1,000 experience.
Interesting, taking life preferentially over attack.
I think he's getting... Yeah, I think he did a little calculus there,
okay.
And it was life. Yeah, life for the dragon kill, attack for the gem.
I think 1050 is magic 5.
Oh, he's gonna be... It's 1070 for attack. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Works.
Yeah, that's the other... That's the palace on the other side of the west there. So P1, Gob is in P1 right now. That's right next to start. And then, of course, we have P4 in the Caldera, which I guess Gob can actually, assuming no glove blocks, then we can make it through all of these palaces.
Didn't Nimanva try P1 and have to nope out?
Yeah, he took the death on that little Guma. I don't know what room that was in. I wasn't watching. I just saw the game over, and then he was out after that. That could have been a glove block room, and so if that's the case, then sticking east and finding the glove from Gob's side, he doesn't know that yet, but that would have been the play to make.
Is Nimanva okay? Kind of seems like maybe going through some notes or something. Okay. So I gotta say, jumping into palaces when you know where the glove is, and it's probably not that hard to get. That's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah. It would be different if the east was kind of far away. It's not that tough to get to, though, right? But the boots make access super easy to walk through that river canyon, DM right over to the cave. It's a free cave right to the east, and then, continue looking around. But I understand that is kind of far from home. I guess there was no palace out there where Gob took the death in the game over, that last little bit there. So maybe he just didn't have a place to up an A at.
And there was that glove block in P1.
This is the same room. This top side is a loop into itself.
Oh,
so you're right, though. You're right. Maybe Nim saw that and he's like, "That's a glove block. I'm out." But going right here is going to be the item room. It passes through, and then I think the room after that is where Nim died. But you're right. You're right. That could have been something Nim saw and was like, "All right, I'm leaving because there's a glove block."
Mm-hmm.
Because again, less experienced runners, they don't know the rooms like the back of their hand. They don't realize that's the same room. It's just a loop into itself there. So it's possible that...
Are you calling me a less experienced runner?
I'm...
Are you saying that I haven't run any races in years?
I didn't say that, but you're right.
Well, I like being right, so I'll accept that.
Here's our horse right here. Yeah, okay. This was totally accessible.
Okay.
I think we're looking at Magic 5. I think it's what their 1400 was. We saw it on Nim's side. It was 1050 for attack 4, 1400 for Magic 5, I think, and 16 whatever it was for the Life 6 that Gob already has.
I think you're right. I think this is going to be Magic 5. And I wonder if he's going to get this, taken care of, or if he's going to go try to get that P4 taken care of.
Yeah, I don't think Gob knows P4 is in the Caldera, so we might see him walk over to 6. We know the dragon's accessible. Nim showed us that already, but he's going to check out the Caldera first, and we're going to see if we can find a Karok.
Cool.
I don't remember Nim running into it, but he didn't even have reflect when he was in there, so if he saw it for a moment, he would have backed out immediately, I would imagine.
Well, here we go. P4 time. And it looks like we're going to be getting probably 2 attack levels. I don't know. It might be hard for him to pick up enough experience to do this. But it's possible, maybe. Also possible he'll drop the experience.
Yeah, Gob's got a fast attack pattern on these Dairas, and the Dairas, it ends up that he's attacking so quickly on them that he just kind of ends up jumping into their stabs there. When they start swinging, you kind of got to back off and let them swing, and then jump back in and go for, let them swing, then you swing, let them swing, then you swing. You just can't stay aggressive on them when they start swinging like that.
Now keep in mind that Doom Knockers, you can block their hammer if you have Reflect, and these guys do have Reflect. So when you don't have room to jump, like on that bridge, it might be a good idea to cast your Reflect spell there. And it turns out that life is very ineffective. It's only 1 bar.
Yeah, the horror stories of life, picking up the life spell and trying to use it, it's very expensive. It refills crap usually, so that's why people tend to skip the life spell. But Nim's looking around Death Mountain here. He might find Hammer Cave. He's doing a lot more exploration than Gob did in here. We don't actually know if we need the hammer, right? We know that we need medicine in Death Mountain, but I mean, who says it's not just sitting in Hammer Cave, right? So it's possible that we don't even need that hammer from P3. And if Nim finds Hammer Cave here looking around, he could have a bit of an upper edge here. I don't know if he just needs to walk a little bit further south. He'll get drawn to the east, though. So he might not find Hammer Cave at all. Oh, there it is. We're not going to find Hammer Cave just yet. Okay.
I feel like this particular room would be a good one for Gob to practice, because it was a bit slow getting through those enemies, and I feel like there could have been a better way to do it. I mean, obviously you could cast Jump and lure them to the left and just jump over them, but...
Yep, that too. I like to do that a lot, especially when you talk about the Doom Knockers. When they show up in that room, I like to Just go over them with jump. There's a few other rooms you could just go over some enemies with jump. Not really, I was gonna say not really used all that often, but here and there, if you've got the jump spell, it can make things a little bit easier. Get over some tougher enemies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Are we glove blocked in this 4? We had a glove block to the right. We're in a glove block here. Is this all we can access in here? If that's then we're glove blocked. Okay. I do remember this 4 on Nim's side. Then I do remember all that.
Okay, that was the thing.
Yeah, so now Gob's thinking, man, I should have just stayed. Well, he game over to the east, but
he could. You know what? If he managed to get the raft somewhere, that would actually be a quicker way to the east. If you just go up in Maze Island and use your boots to travel along the top of the path, drop back down. I think that's possible. It might not be, but I think that's possible. Yeah. And then you just take the raft. So that would be a nice shortcut, but they don't have the raft, so... Womp womp. Now, I was saying earlier how it was going to be useless, but for saving time, it's actually useful. But it looks like Gob is checking for the item cave a little bit in Death Mountain, but maybe
looks like
giving up on that.
As I said, it looks like it could be right there, just north of where we come in. There was a south-facing cave, and below it, I didn't see any north-facing caves, so that could be Hammer Cave over there. Then again, we have a messed up 4-way elevator network, which reverses 2 of the caves into improper directions.
And you don't want a messed up 4-way.
No. It's hard enough to get one of those working, and to mess it up is disastrous.
Yeah, you're not just disappointing yourself either.
Correct.
Fairy Town! If only we had a glove it, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if we came through this Wilson encounter last time. I think we took a cave on Gob's side. Took a pass-through cave going north, so I don't think we came through this Wilson encounter. Is it nothing? It is another cave. I'm gonna say this could be it's not risen at all, actually.
But it might be good to go through, maybe.
It'd be funny if it led to risen in a little cubby area. Oh wait, we came through here before. Remember you had the discussion about pulling him out or jackhammer.
Yeah. And you can cast Reflective to block these guys' things too. So if you're taking damage on the approach, instead of casting Shield and still getting hit, you can cast Reflect and not get hit.
I'm pretty good at getting hit even after casting Reflect, so...
He did the jackhammer. Pretty good. Didn't finish the job, but that's fine. Just want to get by him.
I think Nim literally just came through this cave, so I think he's just following Nim's footsteps right now. Although I think if we're going... Wait, is this true? It may be true. Yeah, Nim's down on the south side. Okay.
I just assume nothing you say is true. Alright, check that town. I think the real town that you want to go to is a little bit to the left, but I could be mistaken about that.
I think this might be Darunia where Nim is right now.
Yeah, Darunia. Check to the left, buddy. Check to the left. Alright, we got Fairy. I guess Nukusudo was the one way over to the left then. Yeah,
it's just south of 2, I thought.
And I mean, if you're looking for a town, and you pass a town, even if you don't know for sure that that's the town, if you forgot what town it was, you might as well just jump in. That's like 2 seconds.
Now, I think we're still missing a 3rd palace out here somewhere.
Yeah, we haven't seen P3, have we?
Well, we haven't seen what's in Death Valley, so P3 could be in there, but we also haven't seen 5.
True. Yeah, but they want to get what's in they want to get the glove before they go into any palace, really. And it's not that hard to get. Probably.
Right.
Where's Risen? That's a good question.
Well, here's where I think Risen and P3, or the last palace in the outside, is going to be. Gob died in the double Darunia encounter there, so there was a little section south that we didn't see. It's from the northwest corner. It's just south of there, and there's this little cutout in the mountains that we did not get a chance to see further in there. So it could have a cave and a palace just right next to each other, chilling in there.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we have Cannibal Piglet in chat who has some insight into Nimanva, and apparently Nimanva is not swearing right now, so that's a good sign. I want to say hi to everyone else in chat because we're getting some good chat going on in here. We got Pix, who I talked about earlier, D Bean, Chadbert, Truant Gamer, Shaddy, Elendar, Lufia, Twin Dragons of Chaos. Now that's a name, man. I want that name. And of course, Kirby Fan and Irene. And Druis? That was much earlier. Yeah. And Ventino. Druis and Ventino and that Dragon of Chaos. Those are new names to me.
Yes, I don't mean to interrupt the shout outs here, but this is new Kasudo. And Nim's not go. Okay, Nim is just checking the spell. He's gonna be. He knows he's got spell, right? So here we are in the basement. One of 3 locations here remaining on the east is gonna be a glove. Not here, but we got spell tower. Now it's 50-50 spell tower or risen P-bag cave. If this ends up being, there's our other palace on the east.
Thing is, yeah, Nimanva realizes what fire is, and I don't think TheGobOne does. So
is this risen right here? Did we miss this over on Gobs? This is risen right up here.
So they're both going to be checking potential item.
Wow.
They're both going to be checking the glove possibilities at the same time. Oh,
wow,
okay.
Gob walked right by this earlier, so... Well, I mean, it was off his screen, but whatever. He was in this area.
All right, let's see. Is it glove? I'm feeling glove. No, it's started!
You're feeling love, not glove.
It rhymes, so, you know, here we go. We're going to see the payoff for Nimanva.
Yeah, we're also missing Nibiru, right? And so there's still no spell to be acquired just yet. On Gob's side, he's done so much clearing of this continent and still unable to find Nibiru. Maybe that is down there in that little cubby cutout. I didn't see this other palace that we had seen, but Gob showing us we have a palace in the north, palace in the south there, and then palace in Death Valley, of course. Gob headed back to where he game overed earlier. That's got to be where Nibiru's at.
Joss Bleeden and Sunderfan. Nice. Yeah, that was huge, and it really goes to show you that, you know, knowledge about some of the game's intricacies can really pay off. Gob might think he doesn't have spell, but he does.
But it is also technically out of logic. Can he walk around? No, he can't walk around the water there. So he's got to go through this. He's got fairy though, right? So just like if these are a problem, just fairy through them. You don't even have to do fairy feet. You know, just stay high in the sky and nothing's going to touch you. So
this is where TheGobOne died when he was trying to grind a little bit.
Yep. Well, this is he died exactly, and this I think this is Nibiru down here.
Yeah, probably. Ooh boy. What's he gonna be thinking later on when we tell him you could have gotten glove half an hour before you did?
I mean, I don't want to be the one delivering that information, so, you know, feel free.
Okay. It's not as funny when it's not you that I'm delivering bad news to. Go west to find the magic key. Okay, thanks, buddy.
Well, there you go. That's funny. We were worried about Gob missing out on that heart container cave with the magic key in it. He would have got the hint for this anyway and been sent back there. Oh my, this whole seed is full of safety hints, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, this, you know, there was a little confusion, but honestly, like this seed is almost intentionally constructed in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. This is amazingly like it's not handcrafted, but it's very well crafted by the randomizer to not troll the crap out of our 0-2 runners here tonight.
Yeah, it feels like it's a hack instead of a randomized game.
There you go.
Just upload this to Rawmax. Rawmax.net. And here we go, the first Brock Bloken.
I understood that.
Thank you. I'm glad someone did.
Yeah, this is the immediate glove blocking too. There was no else to go. Showing us that we can get rid of the River Devil on the bridge. Good job, Gob.
I love it. No, why are you... It's going to take longer to walk.
Well,
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. He's got to go through 2 Daruni encounters and then walk. I don't know. This isn't that bad. I don't think this is that bad of a night because it's a free.
Okay.
It's kind of a free walk back to get to the east, and he'll already be halfway through the east at that point.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right.
Because he had a long trek. It was kind of like a, I don't even know what shape that is.
Now, Nimanva really recovered a lot of time in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He was behind, I would say, for like maybe 10 minutes for a while there, and now he's probably ahead a good 5 to 10 minutes. Let's say 5 minutes, but it was a big difference that it made knowing that he could cast fire and just get what he needed. And now what it's going to come down to is who gets the medicine first.
Yeah.
And who's better at clearing balances.
Yeah, Gob's looking around for Hammer Cave right now.
There's still a lot of room for this match to swing.
Oh, 100%. Like, you know, we're going to see potentially a lot of deaths and even some more game overs from both of our runners here resetting and ending up resetting Palace progress. And we just saw a game over from God that completely reset his Eastern Continent progress. You know what I mean? So we're going to potentially see that. And even if GP is a little bit tough, again, these runners are going to potentially take some excess deaths and game overs in there.
There's some pretty good Wilson dodging there for a minute there.
Very nimble skeleton.
Yes.
Item room in 2 here. Don't know if we've got a hint for what it is.
By the way, I heard Elendar is going to make it so that if you're a skeleton, there's a 50% chance the rocks just pass through you. Any projectile, really.
I didn't hear that.
And
I
actually,
think I'm making that up.
if you play as the Crystallis hero, you can charge up a powerful
There you go.
projectile attack at any time. Yeah, nimble skeleton. Too bad Gob is the skeleton, but it works. I approve.
Looks like we had a elevator just go right into itself there. Into a dead end here.
Yeah, Elendar is approving of my reporting. Get in there, Gob. Who's ahead right now? Nimanva, I think, is ahead.
Well, having the glove is definitely being ahead at some level, seeing as there are glove locks in palaces. So, gonna need that glove on the outside pick up before we can go into palaces. Gob about to get it though, so he's gonna be hot on the tail of Nim here.
We also got to keep in mind for GP, Gob has upstab. Oh wait, does Nimanva have? Did they start with up? Wait, no.
Wow,
How
he
he's
was in
doing it right
Darunia.
now. Oh yeah. Okay, so he did it. Yeah, he did it. Okay, they both have upstab. So forget everything I said. My name is Nightcrawler. We are now going to be doing a stream, and that's what we're doing.
There's the glove. Oh.
Yeah, he's a little angry. Gonna put it on his bony hands.
I wonder if he cast spell and then swung his weapon. I don't know.
Yeah, because you can pick up the item in there with your projectile, but only if it's like a pea bag, right?
Right, only if it's something you could already stab.
We are the knights who say crawl. So, in the Japanese version, could you pick up an item? Because you can pick up, you have to pick up the big items with your sword, right?
Yes. You pick up everything with your sword.
Including children. That's probably why they changed it. Nintendo probably doesn't want a new story about, people stabbing kids in their games.
Well, both of our runners are in P2 here. Nim's seeing the dead end, the looping elevator, and here he is checking this double dead end decorative elevator shaft here. Looks like we got to go this direction.
I appreciate the pun picks, but I mean, it should be obvious that I am not. I am not a her in this case, but I appreciate the pun. You gotta force it sometimes. You gotta force these puns, if you think of them.
I think this is just a hold right situation for Gob. Yeah, he's in this room. If he just goes straight right, he's going to be right with Nim, which seems to be the right way.
Yep, that's what we were talking about, Mercs. Because you can pick up the pick-upable items by doing that, but you don't pick up items that's stabbing in the Nintendo version, but in the NES version, but in the Famicom Disk System version, yeah. Yeah, you could do that theoretically. Although I've never played the Famicom Disk System version, and I don't even know if the randomizer works on the Famicom Disk System version.
Certainly does not.
Womp womp.
Yeah, the one thing I last time Nim, I think we talked about this. I really don't like the way he does the falling, crouching stabs on the iron knuckles with down stab. We see him bounce off the hitbox constantly, just putting no damage into the enemy there. I really think that if he gets a chance to move to jump attacks on the iron knuckles, that is going to be, especially when you have down stab. That's going to be the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and to me personally, like that kind of is similar with Dark Link. A lot of people crouch in the corner with Dark Link, but I think it's just as effective to just stand there, and I think it's more effective actually.
Until he crouches and stabs you in your shins.
Well, you can't let him get there. If he goes there, you just hit him in the face.
You'd better hope so. Or you just learn the vanilla dance and kill it super fast.
Whoa, lives are on the drop pool?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that before. Can we get FDS leveling option in the randomizer? I mean, maybe, but the FDS leveling sucks, so...
I mean, we could slow down the elevators. We could make the NPCs talk like robots. We could make every palace gray. We could do all these things.
We could divide... We could make sure that there's no special graphics in each palace, and it's all the same bricks all over and over again. Only 2 sets of tiles for all the palaces.
We have, however, put... well, I say we, but I was not part of the randomizer in that era, but Horsehead has been put back into P5, so...
Whoa, this is a cool room. Going backwards in this room right here.
Yeah, Gob might be on the right path here because Nim went the other direction. I think he saw another dead end, and so we haven't gone this way on Nim's side yet. Gob first went through that open air courtyard room.
You see that bridge he's on right there?
I do.
You know what the cute thing about those bridges are? Just like all the other graphics in this game, there's like a unique one for every single instance. So you can have unique bridges in every palace and in the overworld. Just saying. It's not hard. There might be already 6 more bridges ready to go. 8 more bridges ready to go. Elendar.
Gob in the right direction here. Nim 2 rooms behind him. Not sure how either of the runners are going to feel about placing their second gem. 70 was for Gob, 77, about 78 minutes in. Nim going to be probably 79 minutes.
By the power of grayscale, I love that. Dude, if there was a grayscale palace where it just turned everything gray, that'd be so cool and also stupid. Because like you couldn't tell enemies apart from each other, but I would love it. brutalism fell out of fashion by the time this game was released. Yeah. Dictators always love brutalism.
Yeah, you cannot downstab Helmet Head when he's still got his helmets on. You take damage.
He's one of the more difficult enemies to downstab, generally speaking. And
yeah, that death right there.
Yeah. If you corner him really well and you jackhammer him, he should die pretty quick. But that'd be a good thing to practice, actually. How to get his helmets off quick, and then corner him on the right side of the screen, and then jackhammer him. Because that would be a pretty dang quick kill. I feel like that's something that would take a bit of practice.
Yeah, you can kind of get him to... He just kind of like turns left and right if you get nice and centered on top of him.
Of course, for a lot of these enemies, you can control the direction they go by changing your direction while you don't actually necessarily move. Like with Rebanak.
Yeah, Rebanak, I think Rebanak is essentially just like a blue Iron Knuckle that's always aggroed.
Mm-hmm. And he's reading your inputs.
Yeah.
So.
Helmet Head reads your inputs. I don't know if Helmet Head reads your input, but he at least tries to... Well, I don't know. It feels like he tries to stay away from you. Could be a vicinity thing. Or proximity thing, I mean.
Good evening, Lord Trunks. We got a lot of people in here today. I'm very happy about that.
They're here for Z2R, man. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
You know, maybe if you played and you joined tournaments and stuff, you'd see these people more often, man.
Dude, I don't have time to get to commentate and play. How many races until I win? Like if I joined, obviously I'd beat you. So that's 5 races in this segment, and then how many? 3 per bracket until the end when it's 5?
That's the 3 per round, yeah.
All right, so that's like...
Well, I mean, right now we're doing 12
like
races a week.
That's like 25 games, isn't it? Something like that?
That's 24 to 36 races in the first 2 weeks. I would imagine we get 2 weeks to do that in the bracket section.
No, I mean, for the racers, from start to finish, if they got first place, that's like 20-something races. It's a lot.
I mean, if you follow other randomizers, Z2R was doing best of 3s, DWR is doing best of 3s.
Wait, did I just see Nimanva cast spell and it turned the dealers into blue... It turned the enemies into blue dealers and they stayed on the top? They didn't fall? That's interesting.
I missed that.
I'd never seen that.
Another glove block here in this palace, whichever palace this is that we're in. Are we back in 4 again? I didn't think we came back to the west on Gob's side. I thought we were still maybe east. Is this 3 actually in Death Valley? Did I miss all of that on Gob's side? Oh, it's not 6, and those pillars say 3 or 6, so we are in 3. There are windows.
Yep. The windows tell it all. Wow, so good. What? Sorry, that's as NPC as I'll get here.
We've looped around to this 4-way here. I think we're going to go right.
Oh, Nimanva, don't just downstab through your Rebanak. Don't just downstab through your blue Iron Knuckles. Jackhammer them. You're going to aggro them anyway. You might as well stay above their hitbox while you're doing it. Because I mean, jackhammering, it doesn't just like kill stuff. It also keeps you higher, so you don't fall through their hitbox and potentially get hit.
Hammer in 3.
Here we go. This could be a race-changing item, as we talked about before, because they do have to get the medicine.
Yeah, both of our runners kind of looking around DM earlier, unable to locate Hammer Cave whatsoever. Spec Rock, however, sitting right next to the cave that takes us to the east, so not too difficult to find that. But Hammer Cave still eluding both of our runners so far. Although I have an idea where it may be. We haven't been up in that section just yet.
Now there's comm minutes or commie newts or something in chat. I'm going to say comm minutes, saying that he's very happy that, you know, Z2R gets a lot of attention in this chat. And yeah, Band Schizo letting us know why. It's because Z2R is probably one of the best randomizers for any game.
True.
There's a lot of randomizers that just randomize item locations, and that's fine. If you like it, that's cool. But Z2R does a lot.
Yeah, I think Nintendo games have it the best because it's got to be like the easiest stuff to randomize. You know, when you start getting Super Nintendo, graphics are a lot more intricate. Randomizing stuff like that is a lot more difficult. You get further into the 3D games, oh, good luck with that. You know, you got to build that whole new worlds with 3D polygons and all that stuff, and hope it renders on, you know, an N64 emulator or whatever, and can, you know, all that stuff. I don't know. That all sounds like a giant nightmare, you know? So I think Nintendo games, you know, if you're into this stuff, if you're into old retro games and randomizers in general, this is, you know, a great place to be. We're just kind of lucky like that. But yeah, you talk about Nim there. What's going on with Nim?
I mean, yeah, Nim took a little bath. Took a little lava bath here.
It's like 2 baths.
Oh, was it 2? Oof.
Well, this is a tough room. This is the room before Hammer Cave and Death Mountain, but it's been repurposed for palaces. And in the palace version of it, there are the 2 flying enemies. But when we say flying enemies can be Moas or bubbles. Those fall into the flying enemy category. So there's 2 additional flying enemies in that room, which can be super troll. We saw the one fast bubble on the far side of it, and that can be tough, especially when you got a fast bubble and a Moa in there beating you up.
We got an item over here. What's it gonna be? Not important. That's what it's gonna be.
Yep. I mean, what are we still missing? Cross raft.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places those things could be. Could have been here, but
yeah, we got like 1 heart that they're missing, or no heart they're missing. I think...
no heart because Gob found it in Risen. The final heart was in Risen Cave, which Nim has not seen yet.
Yeah, I think Nim and Gob have one magic container that the other one doesn't have, or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one of those came from... I think one of them came from 6, and Gob has not been he's not been in 6 yet, so... Yeah, Nim's not running a tracker. If he is, it's not on his stream, so we can't see that. We can see what Gob has found here. He's running the Dude emo tracker package here. Very detailed.
Yeah. As far as like other randomizers potentially randomizing maps and stuff, I mean, it's possible, but you'd have to write a very sophisticated randomizer to do it, and especially like if you're moving a tree in A Link to the Past, you're not just moving one sprite. You know, you're moving like, or you're not just moving 1 tile, you're moving like 12 tiles because the trees are very large and they're connected to each other and stuff like that. And you got to make sure that, you know, you have hitboxes that are not set on some of them so you can walk behind the tree. And something like the Nintendo 64 games, you could put a tree somewhere, but it might block an entrance, or it might cause serious performance issues because like the N64 games were very carefully built. And
I'm sure everything from any retro era, you know, whether it's N64 or even as old as Nintendo, it's all kind of built janky under the hood. I'm sure they just get the game in a state that's playable, and they're not really worried about anyone, you know, 30 years later coming along and being like, hey, do you think we should write this code a little bit better for someone who we're never going to meet and is going to try to randomize our game? Yeah. For real, yeah, you're absolutely right though. It's some stuff is just, it's wildly put together.
Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff about the way the Zelda 2 game is put together seems a little bit easier to do randomizer stuff for. Like how each palace has its own set of sprites. That seems like that would make it easier to randomize than if everything's dependent on everything else, and
Yeah.
things are like cross-referencing and stuff like that. All right, we got Boss Aguma, my boy.
Yeah, so this is Death Valley, our Death Valley Palace, as Gob has just reached 5 as well. I have no idea how to get to this Guma or even that item room or anything involved here. Nim's kind of been all over the place, I think, and that's kind of what you expect with a P5. And we'll see if Gob is able to, find Guma faster than Nim did. Thoughts and prayers for P5 routing.
Yeah, Eleanor is saying that the randomizing overworld method that Digshake used wouldn't work anywhere else. And Elendar, for those who don't know, I know we have a lot of people in chat who maybe are newer to Zelda 2. Elendar is maybe sort of got his hands deep inside the randomizer right now.
He's
up to his elbow, yeah. Exactly. So this is the guy. It's the guy. Now, I would love to see a Crystallis game that, like the Crystallis randomizer, like randomize its overworld. That'd be so cool. But it kind of would probably have a lot of the same issues as like A Link to the Past, except without a lot of the extra power that Super Nintendo has.
They are working on it.
Well, good luck. I hope it works out.
Yeah, they're currently randomizing some layouts in one of the fortresses, I believe. It's something that's not 100%, but they're constantly working on that thing.
Because I think that game could use a little bit more. Like the randomizer could use a little more going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think any game that has like a static overworld gives just kind of not only limited options, but it also, and this is maybe a comfort that some people who run the randomizers enjoy, is that you always kind of know where to look for things, right? There's never any mystery. There's mystery on what item you're about to find, but you always know where to look for chests or pickups or whatever it is, right? Whereas when we have our randomized overworlds, and again, some people may find these biomes annoying as hell to navigate, but I love it. It's always a lot of fun trying to discover things and see all the crazy wonkiness of rivers and where Death Valley's at and mountain ranges and how it's all pieced together. And honestly, kind of looks very interesting, very cool the way that the randomizer does this. But yeah, I like having the full-on mystery when I walk out into the world on where these caves are at. It's like you know what you're looking for from a static location perspective. What caves are where, 3 palaces per continent, 1 on Maze Island, where the 4 towns per continent, et cetera, et cetera. And even the towns currently don't move continents. So you're looking for the static information, but overall that overworld is still a mess, so to speak, and it's for you to figure out as you go. And it's a fast enough paced game to where it's okay that there's a giant mystery out there, because you move across these maps pretty quickly, and it's pretty easy to map them out. It takes a little experience. Newer runners going to have a little bit more issues mapping out overworlds, but it definitely comes with time, and then you're just breezing through these things. Right.
Now, I do want to point out the TheGobOne. He's doing some good kills on these blue iron knuckles, but I do want to point out, with his current experience levels, that it is kind of pointless, because he's gonna get the experience from killing the boss, and the next level is probably going to be at least 2,000. So if he takes this level, because he's not going to get to attack 7 or life 8 in the palace. So you just got to think about, like, is turning around to defeat this blue iron knuckle, after I've, jackhammered him a bit, is it worth it? Because I like killing stuff, I like getting experience, but when you've got a big boss who's going to give you a lot of experience at the end of the palace, and you're already at 1,000, you don't really need to get any more experience, because you're not going to get 2 levels out of the palace no matter what.
Yeah, Guma could, it does help to know, Guma could be a cheapskate and pay out 300, but you're right. I mean, he only needs 1,400, so if he had 1,000, it's easy to, even if he had that kind of problem, you could just back out and find 100 experience somewhere else.
Yeah, and there's going to be weaker enemies along the way that he's going to just kill incidentally.
Yeah, so quick recap there. Nim, obviously, we saw him get Guma down. That was his 3rd gem here. 2, 5, and 6 for him. Interestingly enough, 1, 2, and 3 for Gob is that's right. He just found the loop back to the start of the palace. So it seems that P5's trolling him a little bit more than Nim. I don't think Nim wrapped back around to the front of the palace. So that's interesting. But Guma's in here. We know he's in here. Gob will find him eventually. Hopefully sooner than later, because Nim is just going to keep cruising at this point. He's going to the north side, which what's up there? 3 is up. 3 is up top. Yeah, 3 is up top. And assuming that Nim, whether he's got the hint or not for the hammer, I bet he's going to pull the item out of there anyway.
Good recovery from Gob. I thought he wasn't going to make it after.
That's the same room that was trolling Nim as well, yeah.
Chad Burt did give these guys a warning earlier, a very important warning to not get lost in Palace 5.
I mean, that's a pro tip, right? It's like a message from a fortune cookie right there.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to put Zelda 2 randomizer matches in fortune cookies. Could you imagine like hacking like the printer at a fortune cookie manufacturer and putting in like Zelda stuff? And it just goes through like a print for like a couple hours and you just turn it off and act like it never happened.
I don't mean to be that guy, but I haven't cracked open a fortune cookie in like decades.
What? Oh, because you haven't been to Chinese food? You get chicken all the time. You should make yourself like some orange chicken or something at least.
Well, I mean, if I make the orange chicken, it doesn't come with a fortune cookie, but I do order some Chinese food from time to time. I just don't crack open the fortune cookies because I just don't care.
It doesn't materialize the fortune cookie when you make
fortune cookie. You just make the orange chicken, and as a result, you get orange chicken, and a fortune cookie also appears in the bowl. Yes.
Yeah. And one of those cheap, Pan Express bowls. It's pretty interesting the way it works out. Oh, thank you. Thank you, E-Hunt. And Flygon is lurking. Thought I would mention that. So look behind you.
So the good thing about from Nim's perspective here, like he's got the most difficult palaces down 5 and 6, right? We know 1 is super fast, although he thought there was I'm assuming he thought there was a glove block in there earlier, but simply that death could have just pushed him out. He might not think there's a glove block, but anyway, even if he did think there was a glove block, he can get through them now, as he's about to show us getting through the one here in P3. I guess the only thing that can catch him, I saw it too. Gob into the lava.
Yes, he did. Sorry, I oot whenever I see a big death like that. You keep on going.
I was just gonna say the only thing that can catch Nimanva here is that if he doesn't find this hammer in P3 and it ends up being required for the child, although not the child, the medicine, but we still have no confirmation on that whatsoever. So hammer might not even be the play.
Right, but it is a 50-50 on being required. So. You don't want to take that chance, but you could take that chance. What is that bug in my room?
So funny here that Gob found the loop back to start, and then the moment he goes back in, he finds the route immediately to Guma. So it must have been just the one last place he didn't look here. Yeah,
and see, now he's at 2,200 experience. There's no way he's getting... So it's the same... Oh, well... No, it's the same result. Because he would have gotten the experience from Guma, gotten the level, and then gone to the next level. So it's so grinding these enemies. Now he got your favorite level, which is Life 9.
I think it was Life 9 -1.
But Life 9 is the same as Life 8, isn't it?
Not exactly the same. You do get an extra life.
Yeah. He's got 3 already. He's good. Yeah, Magic 5, in my opinion, is way better than Life 8. I'm gonna say it. You guys know I'm not a Life fan.
Not a fan of Life.
Nope. That's why I'm here. Just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Don't leave. I'm just kidding.
Gob walking into P4.
True, Elendar. Thunder's not guaranteed. We still don't know how expensive Thunder's going to be. No, Cannibal, don't. That was a funny one.
Gob's showing us how the glove works there.
Yeah. Once you get the glove, you gotta be a little careful. Well,
Yeah, Nim might be doing the full clear here of P3 as well. He beat Rabenak, got the gem down, got the gem placed, and he's looking for the item now. So he might have already had this hint as well. I just don't remember. Like, it was kind of a long time ago. I don't remember both of our runners got the hint. I just know that, you know, we saw it at least on one side.
no, Chibato, I think it is possible for Thunder to roll that high, although not likely.
I think the only time you're going to see Thunder that high is like Magic 1.
Well, Thunder doesn't get any cheaper until like Magic 6 or something, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it can come down a few points before then. It doesn't only have one shift down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you get it at first, it will easily be over. Well, it can easily be over 100, but it doesn't mean it's going to take till Magic 6 to get it down to 64 or something.
I think in vanilla, if you have Thunder at level 1, it's 128, isn't it? Or it's the maximum.
It could be, sure.
And then I think it goes down twice. I think it goes down at Magic 8, and it goes down at like Magic 5 or 6 or something. And these guys are getting sucked into the cherry syrup.
Yeah, this P4 that we've gotten through the glove block here, going to the right, is once again, this seed has been very kind to our runners so far, but this room, if this is required, honestly, I have seen games decided by that layout, that room right there. Although it was back in the old version of the randomizer when we had 2 different generators spawning in that room instead of just 1.
Is there less generators now?
There is in this flag set, yes. It's a flag you can turn on and off. Well,
okay. If it's a flag, that's fine. Okay, good. You got your bonky bonk now.
Well, I mean, if you think about vanilla, you know, there's only ever one type of generator that spawns in a room unless it's a double up raw head.
Well, I don't know. I have thoughts. Like, that room used to come up in every single race because before we had community rooms, it was literally just recycling the same rooms just in different palaces. Wait, no, the same palaces because like
it was just vanilla shuffled inside of their own number palace.
Yeah, so you would see that room in, what was it, P6 every time.
Yeah. Could be 4 as well. It might be 4 and 6. I think it's just 6.
So you had to get good at it. Like, it was like one of those rooms I practiced that room a lot because it could be nasty and you have to learn like the nuances of that room.
100%, dude.
It really just doesn't come up that much nowadays.
No, and when it does, I mean, there's there is another variation of the room that has no generators in there, but the like you say, the one that has generators is in P6. At least I think it's P6. They cast fire. Whatever room they cast fire in vanilla to get through that room. It's either 4 or 6. Maybe it's both.
Gob is trying to...
Does Gob have enough for Fairy? Is Fairy too expensive at Magic 4? Is he trying to get a jar or something?
Probably, and I don't like to say I told you so, but Magic 5 would have been a lot better than Life 8.
He's got other ways to go there. That's kind of like if you really want to be like pro runner. He's got jump. He could try to do the eco key. I can't imagine that Gob knows the eco key though.
Yeah, it's hard. I've tried it. It's hard.
Yeah, it's not a very super simple thing to just pull off the cuff unless you've practiced it for like vanilla runs and whatnot.
Well, after picking up that P bag, he was able to get that Magic 5, and he got the refill along with it, so he can cast Fairy now.
Maybe that's what he was hitting some of the enemies for, just trying to get the level up. I wasn't even paying attention to his magic, his experience, but yeah.
I was thinking, you know that Bubble's going to come back, right? Bubbles don't say that. But he had a plan.
Yeah, so we're going to see where Nim goes now. I think he's going to come right back to Death Mountain and maybe a Spec Rock check first. And if that doesn't work out, then we might be looking for Hammer Cave again. Now, Nim needs to go back to 1, which is going to be pretty straightforward. Oh, Magic Container in
There's
4.
last one.
And he's still got to do 4, which... it looks like we had a branch here that...
There's a cross.
Oh,
in DM.
Hammer Cave. Hammer Cave was the answer. Hammer not required.
So at this point, a lot of the game is coming down to who can find Hammer Cave faster, because they're obviously not in the same area. But if one of them spends 5 minutes and one of them spends 10 minutes looking for that cave, that's going to make a huge difference in who comes in first and second, even if they're not doing it at the same time. I'm actually surprised Nimanva noped out, because you gotta get that item.
I believe someone in chat was saying earlier that Nim was actually asking if there was a tracker for Z2R the other day. So he may not even be running a tracker. This may just be like pen and papering it, which honestly, as a DWR runner, is probably par for the course, to be honest with you. They do a ton of pen and paper tracking, map making and everything. So he's got those skills from his DWR side of things. So it's entirely possible that he's just doing this by hand.
I would say tracking the shape of the map is actually more important in DWR, because if you get into a difficult encounter in this game, you can skill your way through it. You can't skill your way through encounters in that kind of an RPG.
Yeah, you get sent back a lot in DWR in those games. Even later in the game, you run into the wrong type of enemy. You don't have the right type of spells to fight against them, and all of a sudden, game over. Back to Tantegel.
Yeah, so you got to know where the zones are and what's the quickest way to get through a zone that you don't want to be in, and all that kind of stuff. It's fun and a different experience. Yeah, Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Yeah. It's one of the other randomizers that have a map rando.
Yeah, that's true. It does have a map rando. So does FFR. I don't know how often they use that, though. The recent tournament they did for SG Live, FFR used the standard overworld.
Here we go. Karak, the hardest, most sophisticated boss in all of Zelda. Keep note of this incredible strategy that TheGobOne is using, because it is top tier. And we're done. Easy.
I will say that P4 took him forever, and that was, he went at that 4-way elevator. It was right to the eco key room, which he had to back out. If he went down and left, got the P bag at the dead end, that got him in the level. And then he went up at the 4-way, which was through the fairy/glove block room. He went up through there. It was a dead end. He had to come all the way back and then come back to the eco key room, which is the right way the whole time. If he just had magic the first time he got through there, I'm sure he would have cast it and gone through there and been done with this palace. But he ended up taking those 2 other directions, leading him nowhere. And so he's back to that right way. And that was the way to Karak.
Now, speaking of taking notes, Nimanva just went back into Mido to check the hint for Thunder. And maybe he forgot. I think he got the hint earlier, right?
He was in Mido to get downstab, but I'm not 100% sure. Perhaps he got the hint, didn't write it down. Perhaps he didn't get the hint, though.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, if he wasn't sure, it was a good thing to do, because there's literally 2 items we don't know where they are.
Yeah.
There's the raft. Well, I mean, that's it. No, we know we should be able to figure out exactly where every item is, because I mean, if I was paying attention to what palaces had what items, there's one palace we haven't checked the item for, I believe, and I don't know which one that is. But if Nimanva wasn't sure, there's a huge difference in terms of time investment when you're considering digging a palace you've already been through and finished, and checking Death Mountain. Like, those are both big investments of time. So it was good to check it, but I thought he got the hint before, and maybe he should have gone forward with the confidence that he got the hint and it was correct, but
Yeah.
Now, at this point, TheGobOne has P6 left. Nimanva has 1 and 4. Now, 1 is close to start and easy, but 4, the TheGobOne took quite a bit of time with. If Nimanva finds... I mean, they're both looking for the Hammer Cave right now. So a lot of this comes down to, can Nimanva finish P4 faster than the TheGobOne did? And who's going to take longer to find the medicine? And those are really the two big questions.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing that just overall would have cost Nimanva a little bit more time is having to double dip 1 when it was unnecessary, but I don't even know how to calculate that into... Wow. I didn't even see the cave that Gob went into. Was that on the top side? South-facing cave?
I think it was the north bank of the river, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it was right there. Yeah, it was right there. I thought so, because just south of there was a 4-way network of elevator network, and there was nothing north-facing to match up with that south-facing cave.
So really, at this point, I mean, Nimanva's got to get out of this hidey hole, and he's got to find that cave, and he's got to... Obviously, that's going to take him some time, so he's got to finish P4 pretty fast to catch up. Yeah,
this is where, again, coming back earlier and saying lesser experienced runners, I don't know how comfortable Nim is with routing these DMs and whatnot. Like, if you play them enough, you kind of know you're looking for caves that tend to be sticking out. Sometimes Camera Cave is bundled in with a bunch of other caves and it really blends in, but other times it's just kind of hanging out, right? It's just kind of hanging out, and it doesn't look like it connects to another cave on the other side of whichever direction it's pointing. And so, you know, at least with the flag set, we tend to play with enabled where caves point in the directions they're going.
Now, the interesting thing is that we're kind of in the situation of new runners not knowing or not being very comfortable with DM, because DM doesn't really come up that often in games nowadays. And I think Elendar, if we could get palaces to be placed in DM randomly, then we would have more dies into DM, and runners would not be blindsided by DM required runs. You know, and it would be cool. Just saying. Just saying. Sorry, Elendar. Yay!
Hey, I have ideas for this as well. We're going to have to go over a bunch of stuff here. I'm waiting for the next version of 4.3 before putting out the big old dump of ideas.
Or towns in Death Mountain would be really cool too. Like possibly randomize a town and switch that with an item, or just add it in. I don't know.
I have heard that moving towns is quite a difficult thing.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Nobody likes Mariah's ideas. I didn't say it.
I have incredible ideas. Top notch, grade A.
Well, you don't tell me the ideas.
Well, they're secret.
They don't all have to be secret.
Well, how am I supposed to take credit for them if I tell you and then you tell Elendar and then they're like, "Oh, good job, Nightcrawler."
Because
I'm like, "Hey, that's my idea."
Because I'm such a nice guy that obviously I should have credit. All right, so we got Thunder on the Gob side.
Captain Attack 3. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, we got Thunder, and we're still looking around. I mean, Nim's gonna find it, right? There's that south-facing cave that goes nowhere. That is it. Yeah.
Thank you, Slamu. Right, we got the last palace on the Gob side, and Nimanva has found the cave. So it's a race, you know? I mean, I guess it's always been a race, hasn't it?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, well, just so you know, if you guys watching weren't aware, this is a race. Don't get that life, it doesn't matter.
That's right. Both these runners, again, 0-2. One of them looking to get a win tonight. Again, hopefully we don't have a double forfeit of any sort. So one of them should be walking out of here tonight with a win.
Yeah, that would be interesting if it didn't happen that way.
I have only seen one double forfeit in a tournament race before, so...
See, here's the thing. If I know that an opponent... Nope. Oh, and guess what? It's my room! I didn't see it on Nimanva's side, so I guess he's going the wrong way.
I don't know. I mean, we would have seen P6 so long ago. It was the first palace he dug. I mean, it was the first palace he finished. I guess he dug number one, palace 1 first, but...
Oh, but I do remember this blocky fall room, so maybe he's going the right way.
Blocky fall room?
Yeah, blocky fall. You got a problem with blocky fall rooms?
Not at all.
Okay.
Just making sure I heard the name of it correctly.
Who means named rooms when you can have me name everything on the fly? Nim's in striking distance, but he is on the back foot.
Yeah,
especially when you consider his available resources. Gob has been very grindy and collecty, and he is still ahead of Nimanva right now. So if Nimanva pulls ahead, it's going to be quite the thing.
Yeah, and unless GP is completely free, I imagine that our runners might have a little bit of a difficult time in GP. So anything is, this could go on for quite a bit longer here if GP is any sort of troll. We've had a pretty nice seat up to this point, but GP does not. There's no be kind GP flag that we can turn on. So anything goes in GP, and it can be it could be rough, but. Again, recently we've been seeing some pretty weak GPs, if I do say so myself. So, who knows? Who knows? We still have a little bit before we're there.
Drawing in chat.
You're talking about naming rooms. There's a parentheses minus room in Z1R. That's one of the names of it. It's based on its look and design.
I just put a TIE fighter in chat.
Well, there's our dragon, and there's our thunder pickup. Now, what Nim needs is for Gob to fall into the lava a few times, and then have to come back to the dragon.
There's an X-Wing.
And there's the start of this. It's the Nim. Nim is cursing. He has the voodoo doll. He's sticking the pins in it.
Oof.
Well, we saw Nim fight it very carefully as well, right? Nim was like jumping away from the dragon when the dragon was too close. I mean, this Barba, I've talked about this plenty of times before. Others have as well, but it's like Barba is, once you get good at this fight is the most absolute free fight in the world. But when you're not good at this fight, is like one of the scariest, most imbalanced fights you can do. So, we saw Nim take forever in here. He was, I don't know what attack level he had, very low again. First palace he was able to place a gem in, but Gob with attack 6 seems to be doing just fine because that was a quick dragon.
Yeah, that was very quick, and that means that we got GP coming up, and it's super free to get to.
So I do think Nim thought he had a glove block in here. He's back in 1. He's looping in this room. He's about to go through this glove block, and he's going to realize this is literally just a loop. Jump is very sketchy to use there.
It could happen if he was. Oh, but it's not surface level. Okay,
it's built to screw you if you use jump and you don't jump correctly.
Yeah, it would be really bad if the floor was at lava level, because then if you put your foot on the edge, it would just suck you under. Oh, he's going through again. This is a loop, buddy. It's very familiar, right?
All right, if he goes through a third time, I'm gonna have to call this out.
All right, we got birds.
Yes, we do. Let's keep them coming. don't know if we had a junction at start. I completely missed what that first room was.
Yeah, I guess I should be paying more attention to the Gob right now.
Well, I was watching him go through the same room 3 times. Almost 3 times.
All right.
2.5 times. Actually, that's the right way to go on Nim's side. It was down and right.
He's going that way, right?
Oh, no, this is correct. I'm sorry. This is correct. I'm sorry. I read the room wrong. Yep. Nim is going the correct direction.
That's great. I think Gob's going the correct direction too, which is through a very laggy waffle room.
Yeah, so he's trying to break that block. You really have to do the crouch, the rising crouch stab. You have to crouch and then be able to hit it. Or, I mean, you could do it. You could do it, but it's so tricky with the frame loss there.
Here's Thunderbird. That's not helpful for Gob.
Yeah, do we have no junctions? Again, I really wasn't.
I think there was 100%. One. I think there was one junction, so it's possibly blocking out a bit of the palace, but most of the palace still remains ahead, most likely. He is going to have to take a death here, for those who are wondering.
All right, Nim not going the right way.
Oh, we got Metroid Mist in here. Nice to see. Alright, let's see this thunder. That's a cheap thunder, actually. 59? Wow, that's less than half your bar. Reflect saving the GobOne right there.
Hey, you wanted projectiles to fall through the skeleton.
Yeah, I did. You know, now that I think about it, I forgot exactly what I was going to say, so I'll come back to this later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. So it's down the elevator here. I thought. Okay. See, I didn't think Nim went down the elevator here, but he didn't. He stayed up high. So down the elevator. It's the same looking room. You can see the breakable blocks in the step pattern here. They look very similar. I just wasn't sure what room he was in. That's why I thought he stayed up high, and that was the wrong way. He was going down low, right into Horsehead's room. Yeah.
All right, pretty good fight. I think he took a bop or two, but at life 8 with shield and, you know, reflect obviously helping to avoid bops. That was a pretty easy because he's pretty buff at this point.
He is pretty buff for a skeleton with no muscles.
Yeah, we should definitely knock down the attack for any skeleton players. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's what it was. So the GobOne doesn't mind being called the GobOne. Do you think he picked the skeleton, the Stalfos, specifically because his alter ego alias alternate pronunciation is the GobOne? So it's like a bone, so I picked a skeleton sort of thing?
It is quite likely.
I'm smart.
So post Thunderbird, we've got 2 lefts behind us, and we are on the just hold right path currently. We'll see if this prevails. Otherwise, we've got 2 lefts in 2 different rooms.
Yeah, Nim is about to get attack with just experience from, you know, being carried over from the last palace. It's probably the right decision to make.
No shield to get through this these birds here.
Took a bit of damage, but not too much. And there's a level for Nim, and then he's gonna get probably life 8 when he finishes this palace. He is missing a magic container, but he doesn't have as much magic, as many spells as the GobOne.
I think it's in 4 here.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he might come across it then.
All right, so we're in our last life on Gob's side. We got an elevator down here. This could be Darklink. We're going left.
Darklink is never to the left, but it could be up.
Oof. That life 8 and being shield is incredible, actually.
Yeah, it's reducing quite a bit of damage.
Another pit room. All right. See, with the orange, with the orange bird though, you know that. Okay, you should probably just take care of the bird. It's just one hit. Oh, now we're taking beams. Now we're taking bodies. He is shielded though. Again, he did cast shield there at the last second.
Ooh, Nimanva.
That's the room.
A fusillade from those panther heads or whatever they are.
Dead end for Gob here. Gonna have to pick a different direction.
He could clip. Or it could be the,
good luck doing that on horizontal dots.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's
God
possible.
Played less than 20 seeds, and here's Nightcrawler being like, "Mate, you could just clip." Just.
Well, I'm saying he's killed Thunderbird, so he doesn't have to worry about skipping Thunderbird and invalidating his seed.
That's true. But to be fair, that room doesn't have to be used on the left-hand side, so we might actually just kick him out of the palace. Like the randomizer doesn't have to connect the bottom side there, and it could just use that as a dead end room from that side.
Darn. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Elendar is taking the fun out of the game one patch at a time.
Oh, wrong warping to skip Thunderbird is patched out. It's impossible.
Yeah, forgot about that.
That must have been a headache.
I don't mean to speak for him, but it did come down to, well, he's in chat, so it's a little difficult for him to fully explain. But it's removing all the illegal exits from, or at least the vast majority of illegal exits from rooms.
Well, I mean, normally the way you would do that is you would go over the top and you would exit into the room on the other side, and then you come back in and take the drop, right? So that's not an illegal exit.
That one may not be.
But of course, as you said, if the room on the other side doesn't actually exist because it wasn't generated,
yeah, that would just kick you out.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, Gob did up an A there. He got out of there, and he's just back through Thunderbird's room. Here's our first left that we can take. Might get a refill. Nope, no refill. It could be a fairy in this room, but also could be replaced with an enemy. Gob's going to have a hell of a lead here in exploration. We'll see if if he's able to make it in here before Gob is done, we'll see if he starts taking some lefts, some gambles and whatnot. Although we do have an elevator room here for Gob. If we're going to find a boss moving left, it's got to be an elevator.
Yeah, I feel like Nimanva's getting a little tired at this point. It's been a 2-hour race so far. I can kind of see his movement slowing down a little bit.
Wow, the three bluebirds here.
That is a lot of blueberries.
Yeah, it's quite possible that Nintendo thumb's really setting in 2 hours in. And just exhaustion of going through these palaces. You got to think. There's, I'm not going to talk about palace room counts right now and layouts. I'm not going to. We talk about that constantly.
And Nimanva is in a dead end room.
Yeah, this is the way that Gob went. So Gob saw this as well. Gob down to a sliver of health there. I don't know if he's got another. I think he's got another life.
I think so.
Drop room. He's gonna drop. He might drop right into the dead end that he just found the first time through.
Oh, I like this room, by the way.
Yeah, this is a community drop.
Well, he's got 2 lives left. He's fine, and I have a feeling Dark Link's coming up, just like my feeling earlier. That was totally correct. There's nothing over there, buddy. I guess he hasn't seen this room yet. I mean, it's not every day you see this room.
Yeah. There's only 2 passed through. There it is. He's in that. He's in the L7 room. Well, reverse L7. Yep.
Ooh.
So I think all we have is that second left after Thunderbird.
Gob is like, is it possible to get up there? And that's funny because Yes. It is. We got some jams in Zelda 2.
Yeah, we wanted a longer GP here, and we're definitely going to get it. So we get to jam out to the GP music a little bit. I think Nim is on the right path now. Forgot, I didn't see when he hit that 4-way. I mean, he must have gone right simply. I did see the eco key room, yeah. So he's got to be close.
Yeah, I guess that's why I should have put it Elendar sequence breaking L7. That's a better way to describe it. Which, for those who aren't aware, in a seed that requires Thunderbird, if you skip Thunderbird and kill Darklink, that is illegal, and that would invalidate your game. So you'd have to restart it before. You'd have to like go back and to whenever you last saved and try to finish it from there. That's like one of the very few rules we have in Z2R. We don't have a lot of rules. There are some randomizers like you gotta follow all these rules and stuff. We don't really have those. Because there's some in vanilla, there's like doing like the glitch town and all that sort of stuff, but that'd just be totally impractical in a randomized game.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason all the glitches work in vanilla is because you know where they all go. And when everything's randomized in the randomizer, none of it goes in. I mean, you might just get lucky and something works out, but there's no guarantee you're going to find any sort of logical path to anything. So regardless, even if you wanted to try, the healer glitch is one of the few banned things in the rando.
Hey, A Link to the Past randomizer has a lot of rules. You're saying, Chopper? I haven't really watched A Link to the Past randomizer lately, so... The fairies are kissing!
Yeah, they used to have a race council.
Oh my god.
That would make rules, but...
we kind of just do it by fiat, right? Like we're like, oh, that was cool. Let's never see that again. Okay. And that's only happened like once or twice.
So I just want to point out that Gob is in an incredible room here. He is going to probably do the smart thing and get rid of this bird in the middle rather than try to power through it. Although if he can't get the bird under the thing, then his fireballs are going to totally troll him.
I think at this point, just go, well, okay, we're done.
Yeah, I think the safe thing was just in case he dies in this, because there's more blue birds here. So in case he dies here, at least that red bird is gone.
It is safe to wait for the... Okay, well... Okay. It's hard to say. Like, yeah, the emoji room is one of the harder rooms, actually.
Yes.
The combat.
Yeah, it's if you look at the enemy sets in those emoji rooms, they're literally just the waffle rooms. But like the enemy sets haven't changed; they're the same. It's just that someone changed, from waffles to emojis, and the enemy sets stay the same, and it makes those rooms even crazier. And I love it that it all just happens to work out that way.
Here it is. We got it.
Yeah, I think this was the only way left to go. That second left after Thunderbird minus whatever might have been at the start of the palace.
So we maximized GP.
We did. This was a really good GP.
Yeah. It's a nice seat in general.
We'll ask God what he thinks about it.
There was something I was going to say to Gob before, and I didn't write it down, and I don't remember.
If he plays the skeleton because he's the GobOne?
That wasn't it. It was actually something relevant, but...
Jackhammering?
No. That's just... Oh well. GG, everyone! I see a few GGs. There's more. We need more. More GGs, guys. Thank you! GG to the TheGobOne. He's even got a G in his name.
Yeah, 1G. TheGobOne.
Nimanva's in a weird spot. Okay.
Ah, the Redbird clips out. He gave him the space to clip out. He clipped out.
Yeah, he's got a new best friend. Come back! I want to give you my knife collection.
All right, well, Gob has agreed to an interview. I think this is Gob's first restream on ZSR. On ZSR. Let me check the spreadsheet. I think he's been bootlegged for the first 2 weeks.
Okay. By bootlegged, Mirai's talking about, on his channel when we can't always get a slot on ZSR.
Yes.
Well, I know you know because it's your channel, but.
Yeah, he said first 2 weeks of bootleg, so this is the first ZSR restream, and he gets his win here tonight.
So he's gonna have to be up there. That must be him.
Lord have mercy.
You loved every moment of it.
No, you loved every moment of it.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it.
Oh my god, man.
Oh my god, more like it.
Well,
yeah.
you got your first win on primetime ZSR here.
I guess.
We were just talking about how you were bootlegged twice the first 2 weeks here. Coming into this 0-2, get your win. Flexing on everybody.
Yeah, flexing. I told you to strap in for 2 hours, and here we are. 2-2, baby. Lord have mercy.
Oh,
you loved every moment of it.
I mean, I know I'm bad at the game, but the game really didn't help me out.
Sure. Everyone loved it.
It's
It's funny, we were talking about how much the game was helping you out in the beginning because you had 200-point red Dyras, 300-point orange Lizolfos, you had a hint for the glove, a hint for the hammer, which might have been required, a hint for DM Thunder Medicine, boots, which gave you easy access through DM there. That could have been via foot by foot only, no water access. There could have been some stuff. You got jump early on, which kind of gave you downstab fairly early. There could have been some really bad things. And magic key, free magic key in Heart Container Cave that you almost missed.
Yeah, we were gonna
we were gonna talk about that. Yeah.
So yeah, at the beginning, you sort of yeah. So there's a little glitch, if you want to call it a glitch, which is if you kill the enemies in the rightmost part of Fairy Cave, or vice versa, then those enemies will be gone in Heart Container Cave because it's the same room layout and they share some same RAM positions for the enemies. And because you didn't go into a town or another continent or a palace, it didn't reset the enemies. So the first time you went into Heart Container Cave, you thought it was Fairy Cave because the enemies were dead. Oh, Parappa Cave.
I thought it was a pass-through, yeah.
Yeah, my mistake. So that kind of threw you off. So just be aware of that glitch there, because that.
I had no idea it existed. That's kind of a scam. But yeah, that would make sense because I wondered why I went there after, and I'm like, I thought this was a pass-through, but okay, I guess I'll take the item. Hey, there he is. GG, Nim.
We can't hear you, Nim. Not yet.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, there we go.
I was on mute still.
It's all good. Yeah, good to have you guys both in the commentary booth here. It was a good race, and it was a very interesting seed. We don't see Death Mountain being important that often, and here it was. One interesting thing is that I think Nimanva went into Death Mountain first and got the cross from Hammer Cave, and then you left to double check on the position of medicine before coming back in and looking again. I guess if you didn't do that, it'd been a lot closer in that case.
Yeah, I was when I got downstab, and I just left, and I'm like, well, that was stupid. Why didn't I go find out where medicine was? And then I just went on, and then I was like, I went back to Death Mountain after I had the hammer, and I hit the rock and got the cross. And then I was like, I was like, let's go check where it is real quick. It's probably in Death Mountain. It's going to annoy me if it is. And then I saw that, and I was like, where did I not check the first time I was here? And of course, it is the cave closest to where we come in at.
I saw that cave too when I walked in, and I'm like, that cave looks kind of suspicious. And then my brain was like, no, you better walk along the bottom and check all those obvious caves that line up instead before I went back and checked it finally. I got the hammer super late, so I was just praying that it was the hammer, and found that cross. I was not too pleased.
Yeah, I had the hint of where the hammer was, so I made sure to dig that out when I finished that palace, just in case I needed it. Because I didn't know if we needed the. At that time, I wasn't really thinking about if we needed if there's a secret town or anything. Because I don't know where Firetown was. Whatever it's called.
Was,
I know where the Spellfire was. The town that you normally get fire in. I don't know where it was at.
Is that what fire was? I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, okay, I couldn't think I couldn't connect what it could be left. So, me walking all the way and dying right next to Spelltown, and then going back or forgetting the way.
That was a big thing that we were talking about. I guess about a third of the way through the game, maybe a little bit more than a third of the way.
So yesterday.
Nimanva,
okay.
Oh, sorry. Well, Nimanva tested fire, and he figured out that it was spell. But you went looking for Spelltown, but you had fire the whole time, and so that actually saved a lot of time for Nimanva.
I thought I thought I fired on enemies and it didn't do anything. That's why I was confused.
There's some enemies it doesn't work on, but I think most of the ones in the early game it works on. I think almost all enemies it works on, but there's a handful.
There's a lot of late enemies that don't.
Yeah.
I don't know when I would have. I got it right away, so I would. I don't know. I have to go back and look, but I swear I tested it. Maybe I just tested it in town. Who knows?
I tested it as soon as I got it. Didn't see any change. And then the first time I went into battle, I tested it again. Saw everything turn into the little floaty head things. But
yeah, that would have saved me a ton of time because I was literally last location love.
The ones that travel diagonally.
Although you did get upstabbed from that town, so that is a nice thing to have.
That's true. Was there an upstab block in that garbage GP? I don't even remember. I'm wiping it from my memory as I'm talking.
What?
Hey, we don't remember one.
It was actually Darunia. A fairy was in Darunia.
Oh
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Where was Spell?
Spell was in Naburu.
Naburu. Yeah, sorry, my mistake.
Naburu is a place where you normally get fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where was that at? 'Cause I never saw that.
You had to go all the way to the top of the east, and then all the way west, and then you could go south through a little desert passageway, which had 2 encounters on it. Unfortunately, Gob game overed in one of those on the first attempt through, and then right beyond there was the town was down there, and so yeah. It's quite the walk, and knowing that fire was spell earlier than later was a humongous time save there.
Yeah, that's like 20 minutes probably for me off the time if I could have figured that out and not had to walk all the way around there.
When I fought Barba with, I don't know, I think I had a 3 or 4 attack at that point. And it took me so long to keep jumping out. My hands were so tired because I had to work today on my day off. And my hands were so tired by the time I killed Barba. So the whole rest of the game, I was going, let's go, come on, just keep going.
Yeah,
just
really?
keep
I think I had attack 5 or something.
It's interesting you say that because Palace 6 is your last palace, right?
No, Palace 6 was my...
Oh, sorry. Palace 4 was first. Palace 4 was your last palace. When you were in Palace 4, I could see your movements kind of starting to slow down a little bit. So I was like, oh man, Nim's getting tired. And there's no... I mean, honestly, after playing for almost 2 hours at that point, like an hour, 4 minutes, you do start to get tired, you know? Not you. I mean, all of us start to get tired after playing for a while. Except for Trails. Trails doesn't get tired.
At like an hour and 45. But I got lost in 6. I'm like, come on, man, just give me the dot done. Get out of my misery.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, come on, God, finish. Anytime now, come on. And then I got to...
Oh, man.
You finished, and I got to Thunderbird, and I was like, I still have all my lives. Let's try to kill Thunderbird, and I just couldn't do it. My hands were hurting too much. It's like
You can save yourself some pain. The GP, well, of course I went everything the wrong way first, and then I guess it was kind of free if you just picked the right way. Forehead. But yeah, it was not fun.
I should have gone back and gotten shield.
Yeah, I don't finish. I can't finish the game without shield or life. I've learned that over the few seasons I played here. That is not a thing I can do.
I had the trophy. I just didn't go back and do it.
As soon as I found that sucker, I'm like, yeah, give me that shield spell. I'm a liberal shield user for sure.
Yeah. Nimanva, the first palace he did was P6, right? Sorry, I was mistaken about that. That you cleared that dragon encounter, pretty well. Although you were at like attack 2 or 3 when you did it, so it was a.
That would be long.
Yeah, it was a long one.
It's a long one, and I don't know if anybody. I almost fell in the lava one time because my hand just didn't want to press the jump button.
Yeah, it is. Even at low attack level, since you guys had downstab and jump, it is possible to jackhammer and get it done pretty quick. But it's always a risky strategy to jackhammer.
Jackhammering for me is hitting it a couple times and going right into the lava.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can jackhammer that lava like the best of them.
Oh, that would be interesting, right? Like a surface that you could bounce off of with stabbing, but you fall through, kind of like an enemy surface. I don't know. That'd be a weird concept, though. So I guess that would work. But yeah, it was very interesting to see Death Mountain as an important part of the routing of this race. It doesn't come up that often anymore. It used to come up more often, it seems. But how many times have you guys been forced to dig Death Mountain in your tournament so far?
In this tournament, just that once.
Yeah, 0.
And in any race I've ever done, it's probably the 3rd time I've had to do it.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time I had to get an item out of that mountain. Or the first one ever.
Yeah. We might see palaces in Death Mountain soon, so.
Oh Lord, please no.
So that way people get used to Death Mountain.
No.
We don't need to do that.
Delete it from the game. When the raft takes you to Death Mountain, it just keeps going all the way through to the east for free for you. That's what we want.
Oh man, just put like IOU on Death Mountain and just get the items, or something.
It just explodes as you go by, like a Michael Bay movie, and you're all happy because you never have to go there. That's what we want.
Oh man, everyone hates Death Mountain but me.
And I thought level 1 was blocked by a glove, but when I went back in and finished it, I don't think it actually was. I think I just missed the direction to go the first time.
No, you were going the right way. It's just you died to a Guma, and it was in that direction. And yeah, I think you might have thought you were blocked because when you came back later, you went through the glove block.
The stupid glove block was just the same room.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks, game. I need to learn the rooms. That's another thing. I went to every dead end. Just I need to learn what rooms are in dead ends so I can just turn right back around and leave.
Do you have a video for that, Mariah?
I do not have a video for the rooms. No.
There's like a 3 gigabyte spreadsheet out there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a big picture, but there's a big image, but I don't have a video or anything.
That's all you
This
need.
guy. Mariah, come on. Aren't you going to be useful to us?
Yeah, man.
I see Nightcrawler's not seen the spreadsheet just yet. As if I was working on that for hours yesterday.
Oh, well, I mean...
Every time I talk to Nightcrawler, he's so unhappy with all the things I've done that he's never seen.
Yeah, but it's okay, right? I'm happy about this race. It was a good race.
Yes.
Yeah, at least we were entertaining, I hope. I kind of figured it would be
It was
pretty
a fun
close
race.
between us.
It was You know, and I was talking to Mariah, like this, the way the randomizer set this seed up, it almost seemed handcrafted. Because you had a lot of hints that led you to important items. Even when you missed, when we were afraid you were going to miss the magic key gob, there was a hint in that last town you visited for where the magic key was.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then, yeah, you kind of had to go everywhere.
The one pass-through cave that if you kill the monster in Heart Cave, I kept going into Heart Cave instead of the pass-through cave because the monster didn't reappear. So I just thought I was in the right place to do the pass-through, and I went to the back. And I'm like, this is the wrong one. So I had to. That's when I found P4. I think is behind that to pass through.
Yeah, and Gob defeated the River Devil. He didn't.
Of course I did.
But
yeah, no, he had it coming, man.
He looked at you.
He never stays alive in my seeds.
I never saw him.
He stays alive in everybody else's seeds when he's useless. Not me, nope.
You know that weird Nibiru we were talking about, or was it Nibiru? The weird mound that was like way the heck over. Yeah. It's past that in like this little. Honestly, it's like a spiral you have to go to get to him, and he's just off by himself on a bridge. That by that time you've got boots, you could just go around, but no.
He's blocking nothing, but no. He looks funny, man. I can't do it.
Yeah, you can't trust those River Devils.
No. He needs to keep his job. I mean, everybody wants to get rid of him completely. If more of us kill him, then Elendar won't take his job away. So
that's true.
Doing him a favor.
Honestly, I can see in the future people considering, should we just take the River Devil out and use that sprite for something else? But yeah, I'm glad to have the River Devil.
About the River Devil EPM, and they both go away.
What we have to wait for is they make a flag where the River Devil blocks something, no matter what.
Oh yeah, the River Devil blocks the Hammer Hidden Village or something like that. So you have to have both items to get any use out of it.
It's even worse.
Why are we pontificating on how to make these seeds worse? You could have watched a movie, but no, you decided to watch us. 2 hours of Z2R and struggle.
2 hours of jumping into enemies and dying.
Are you not entertained?
All right.
Yeah, come on, we don't need to turn 2 hour seeds into 3 hour ones. Come on now.
Well, it was entertaining, guys. So thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we are about to wrap it up here. So we do want to say thank you to Gob and Nim for agreeing to be restreamed today and putting on a great race for us. And then Mariah and Nightcrawler for explaining everything that was going on, and then also Elendar for tracking all the items for us and making sure that we knew what was going on. So thank you to our runners and our volunteers. Coming up on CSR, this is obviously the end of things for tonight. But there's a lot of stuff going off tomorrow. There is the OTNA Weekly going off at 9 a.m. There are a lot of Wind Waker races as that tournament is heading into some of the later stages. And then for A Link to the Past, there is the first game of the Cross Keys Grand Finals kicking off at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is going to be a really, really good race. Highly recommend for any TTP enthusiasts. But with that, we are going to call it here. There are not a ton of people live right now, so we are going to send everyone over to Spike Vegeta, who is actually hosting a Pokemon run right now, but they are doing a marathon for Direct Relief speedrunning to raise some money, so we will send everyone over there. But with that, GG's to the runners, and good night, everyone.